Oh yeah, you already know what's coming. Miis are probably my favorite thing to come out of gaming ever. I'm just very good at hiding it, clearly. Ever since I sat down watching my relatives play on the Wii at the fresh age of 4 years old, these very quirky and unique characters have been on my mind even as an adult, which is kind of scary saying it out loud. There's a lot of fun to be had with them in most games they appear in. I think it's just very fun to insert yourself in anything. One thing I just never see get touched on though is how creative you can get with these faces. The main appeal of Miis is being able to create whoever you want. If I made my Mii poorly, it would look like this. So you might as well have fun making something unique, or something that looks different from the rest. There's a lot of variety to be had with just this character creator alone, and it's totally possible for someone to create a unique and accurate version of themselves, or a friend or family, or even an OC. After all, if you could play as anyone ever, wouldn't you want to look super cute and cool? When I first found out that Miis were on the 3DS, I was kinda shook. So much to the point I actually took my relative's 3DS, because I was truly hooked on the idea of Miis being on something portable. With games such as Find Me, Tomodachi Life, Westy Desi's Real Dough Baseball, yes, I did buy everything in that game. It was certainly a treat being able to share and take the Mii experience on the go. The simplistic style of the Mii faces actually made it very easy for them to be put on a small console, due to the thick liner of the features sticking out more on a smaller screen. That's a fun little tidbit for you right there. Miitopia was released
on May 21st, 2021
for the Nintendo Switch. The fact that that was 2021 was a very scary time. It was a remaster of the original game for the 3DS, with updated graphics, optimized controls, and a new character creator. Surely nothing can go wrong, right? And you'd be absolutely right. Miitopia. While it isn't the greatest RPG ever, I still do enjoy the simplicity of the game and its quirky JRPG elements. Who wouldn't want to see themselves as a cat? Come to think of it, if the game didn't have Miis or the ability to cast whoever you wanted, it would probably flop. Whether having silly interactions together, bonding, getting in fights, or working together, it's really the characters themselves and the world that definitely carry the game on its shoulders. If you could think of one game where your mother can team up with Banyue from Zenless Zone Zero, I think you'd be lying to me. I have a lot of hours on this game, but it's not for the reason that you might think. After all, I did say I loved making Miis, and there is a new character creator. It's because of this. This is why. Remember how I said I loved making Miis? Now take that and crank it to the max. Makeup is the newest feature added to Miitopia, now with a whole bunch of shapes and an entire layer system to take advantage of. Which explains how we're able to create new facial features and even our own custom hair. I'm personally very happy with the evolution of my own Mii. And this might sound crazy, but I kinda have Miitopia to thank for my art style. I don't consider my channel an art channel by any means. Neither do I consider myself a professional, but just hear me out. Miitopia's enhanced character creator uses a simple shape transformation system. The game gives you the parts, and it's up to your creativity to decide what you can do with them. And this simple method of creating characters actually caused the big boom in 2021 of those insanely accurate and well-made Miis. It was wild being able to play with these handcrafted versions of super accurate characters that we know. The new character creator gives you a limit of 100 parts, as well as an entire layering system that can be manipulated to get the exact results that you want. As a matter of fact, let me show you how I went from this to this. Pretty cool, right? My favorite part of my Mii would have to be the eyes. I use faded shapes and gradients to give it more depth and shading, as well as adding a colored outline outside of the entire pupil. I manually change each color on the right side for the heterochromia. For the eyeshadow layer, I just use two simple circles to create the shape, one acting as the eyelash and one acting as the sclera. Since the eyeshadow layer is the bottommost layer of the eyes, we can use that to our advantage. Now onto the big thing you've noticed. I made my own hair and my own glasses. I just chose the bangs option that had no hair at the front and then built my own hair from scratch. Even added little shading and sparkles, which I think is super cute. Custom hair is probably the hardest thing to add to any character if you aren't used to it. But it is something that definitely gets easier over time, among other intricate and handy techniques that I like to apply. I hope you can see where I'm getting at with you showing how I made my Mii. I first started making Miis around 2022, just a year after the game came out. At that time, I wasn't exactly somebody who had the motivation to draw, but with Miitopia, I was given all the shapes and a canvas. I think just being able to experiment with zero pressure, as well as having the parts already made for me, made everything a lot more accessible. And I totally give credit to Miitopia for my love of colored outlines, because I refuse to make my outlines anything that's grayscale. I think another thing that also gave me motivation to learn about this intricate character creator is that the fact that Miitopia at the end of the day is an RPG about you and your friends. I bet you forgot that Miitopia was an RPG, and don't worry, I also did as well. So being able to actually take my lovely custom creations out on silly adventures is always a treat and is the main appeal for me, as well as a bunch of other people. I'm totally down to create something if I can get some great use out of it. I mean, look at my VTuber model, for example. This game definitely affected my art style in very subtle ways, such as my love for subtle sparkles in the eyes, or even the fact I started adding pupils to my character rigs. I wouldn't say it shaped everything about my art style. That's a whole other story for another day. But hey, it was one of the biggest contributors. Thanks for watching, friends. Maybe someday I'll talk about another game that impacted the way I create things. Wait, hold on. As I was making this video, the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Direct came out. Upon watching the Direct, everything I just said about the new character creator has been redacted. And a lot of people wanted to know my thoughts on it, being that I use it a lot. I don't care. This game genuinely looks so amazing. I'm so excited. I love the new hair system. I love the new customization. Miis can have roommates, and there's new clothing system, and you can make the island. You can literally just make the island anything you want. I'm already working on a video for it. You guys are not ready for me when this game comes out. I love this game.